Have you ever been in a debate with someone and they just keep making arguments against things that you didn't even say? Yeah, me neither. The straw man is a caricature of an argument that is much weaker than the argument itself. The steel man, on the other hand, is a favorable representation of an argument that is stronger than the argument itself. You may have noticed that one of these is a little more commonly used than the other. Think about how often you hear others argue against a belief of yours, and you think they're misunderstanding something or not addressing the real points. They're arguing against a straw man. If you were doing the same thing, would you know? Maybe this is why it's important to give your opponents the same respect that you would want. Expect miscommunications to happen, and while you try to better communicate your own points, build a steel man of the opposing points, presenting them in your own language in the strongest way possible. Unfortunately, when miscommunications occur, which they always will, what can and often does happen is that both sides of the debate will cease trying to communicate and attack whatever straw man they see in front of them at the time, or worse, there might be no attempt to communicate in the first place, both sides deliberately attacking straw men, hoping to create enough fireworks to look victorious. The trouble is, attacking straw men is so much more entertaining than attacking steel men. After all, straw men are designed to be weak, and everybody loves to oppose something they're guaranteed to win against. It's a short-term reward at the expense of the entire purpose of having a brain. If we really want to resolve disagreement, we know that the steel man is the answer, but then something really boring might happen, like we reach a compromise, or we don't really disagree, or we actually agree entirely. But sometimes people really don't want to resolve anything. What they really want is for the fight to go on forever. They want to keep blasting away straw men for the reputation, for the audience, for the money, for the votes. Prestige over progress. Entertainment over progress. What if the polarity of almost every political issue is really a miasma created to appease our addiction to straw? Straw manning has become so normal that anything else comes across as weakness. But I digress. If an argument seems completely ridiculous, there's a chance that it actually is completely ridiculous, but it may also seem completely ridiculous because it's a straw man. I mean, come on, when is anything that one-sided? Are you sure you're not deceiving yourself?
Hey, we should hit this watermelon with a hammer.
Oh, so you want to smash this watermelon?
No, that's a straw man. I only said hit it with a hammer.
Sometimes it's hard to distinguish a straw man from what you think is a logical consequence of something. For example, hitting a watermelon with a hammer will, with sufficient energy, also smash the watermelon. Is this a straw man, or is it a good inference? This is where you want to mention your inference as a question and leave it to the other side to answer. Oh, so does that mean you want to smash this watermelon? And try to avoid reaching too far with your inferences. Oh, so you hate watermelons. It's normal to become passionate with your stances. It's natural to emote strongly when you're trying to give your ideas a fighting chance, but it can also destroy objectivity. Once you get your reputation involved in a debate, it can become less about the truth and more about sounding truthful. But the truth doesn't need to be shouted. The purpose of argument is to meet minds. Don't back yourself into a wall made of your own ego. If you want to do more than just preach to those who already agree with you, you need to accurately address the best and strongest versions of your opposition. You won't be convincing very many people otherwise. It's the truth that matters after all, not destroying your opposition. What if, instead of trying to destroy our opposition, we consider the fact that our opposition is our most powerful teammate in our pursuit of truth? This is the essence of science. The more scrutiny our beliefs can survive, the more spectacularly we fail to disprove our own hypothesis, the better that hypothesis is. If our argument can only fight against straw men, it's no better than straw itself.